Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am very happy to announce my second ever YouTube collab. This time it's with a friend of mine who I've known for several years through DeviantArt and another group of friends. She also has a channel on YouTube. Her name is Drea and she goes by RottingRootsArt. And her art is just so fun and chunky and glorious, and I can't wait to show it to you. But right now I'm going to show you the package she sent me. That's right, this time we exchanged art supplies through the mail, and I'm really interested to see what she sent me because I have been holding on to this package since I picked it up and waiting to open it with you on camera. So I'm going to do that now and see what I have to work with. Look at that cute little llama. Just llama send a note. Cute. Oh, looks like a very creative way to make a card here. There's something on the other side. What does it say? Hey there, hope everything made it to you safely. I'm so excited to do this project with you and to see what you'll be able to make with the supplies I've sent. I may have gotten a little carried away, but coupons are an artist's best friend. Girl, I hear ya. The one thing I got you I've never used myself, but I've heard they are good. They seem nice, so I hope they work good for you. On the other side is the list of what I got you, so if you want to be surprised, don't look. And I do want to be surprised, so I'm not gonna look. Let's just open the packages, guys. Oh wait, what's this here on the side? Ah! It's a little pin from Pennsylvania. Can you see that? So cute. That's where Drea lives. I see washi tape! Oh look, it's so cute! It's got little cat mermaids! Isn't that cool and sparkly? Oh! Look at this cute little triangular eraser. That looks like it would be really precise when you're trying to erase a line. And I bet it's all squishy. A micron and a jelly roll! Alright, we have Edelweiss Caran d'Ache Swiss made pencil. It's an HB, so it'll be awesome for sketching. A Pigma brush marker. Oh man! I have to admit, I've never been very practiced with lining with brush markers or brush tips, so this will be a challenge, but it's one I'm very excited to try. Let's look at the tip. That looks like it's going to be really nice to use. And this is a good old jelly roll, white gel pen, which I don't have yet, so now I do. That's exciting. Prismacolor Scholar colored pencils. I've never heard of this line, but I'm excited to see how they do. Gonna have to make room for more stuff over here. My goodness, she wasn't kidding when she said she got a little carried away. Drea, I hope you didn't spend too much. Ooh, Tombow dual brush pens. I have to admit, I have seen these around in different videos and thought they were gorgeous, but they're also, I know, pretty expensive, so thank you, Drea. Wow. And these are skin tones, so that'll be really nice. I guess I will be drawing a person for sure, because I want to make the best use of these I can. Looks like they even come with a blender. And it says they're blendable, so... And last but not least, an XL mixed media pad of paper by Canson. This is a whole sketchbook. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's everything I received in the box, and oh man, it's good stuff. I literally can't wait to get started trying to make a piece with these and see what I can do. Oh, thank you so much, Drea. This is going to be so much fun. I hope you enjoyed the stuff I sent half as much as I'm going to enjoy this stuff. This seems like a good time to stop and talk a little bit about my collab partner, Drea, RottingRootsArt. She does so much great stuff on her channel. I hope you guys will go check her out. She does humans, anthro, she draws other people's characters both for free and for commissions. She does fan art, unboxings, vlogs, everything you could want, she does it. So please be sure to check her out if you've never seen her channel before. I will link it
in the card and in the description. Like I mentioned earlier, her style is to die for. It's just so unique and fun, and I love her line work and just how rounded and chunky everything is. It makes me so happy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this collab that we've done together, and I hope that you will check her out. And with that, it's time to get to some swatching.
Oh wow guys, check this out. These pencils, their container totally stands up so that you can just grab the pencils from it. That is so cool. Okay, first things first, I want to swatch everything. And I opened everything so it'll be ready to try. And the first thing I noticed, and this is going to sound really weird, but this eraser, it smells good. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't smell like a normal eraser. That's probably a weird thing to notice, but that's what I noticed. Okay, next test is to see, hey, did these bleed through at all to the other side? Let's look. Nope, nada. Okay. So now it's time to dive into an actual piece. So the first thing I want to do here is maybe a couple of thumbnails just to get an idea for what it is I want to be drawing and how I want to lay it out on the page. This is a step that I don't take often enough, especially with my traditional art. So that's something I want to change because it might help me actually improve my traditional art were I to do this. So I'm going to draw a couple of different sizes so that the really small ones can just be the hint of an idea and these larger ones can be a bit more fleshed out. I'm going to try to make myself do more than one instead of stopping on the first one that I like.
Okay, I'm liking how this is coming out, so I'm going to see if I can try it again on the bigger thumbnail and add a little to it and get more detail and see what I think of it then. I'm liking this more and more, but I still want to try the other thumbnail of the other idea I had and see if I like that any better once I make it bigger and give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to try that on this side.
Okay, so I've done a couple of these and I definitely think I want to go with a more of a headshot slash bust rather than a full body, just because it allowed me on this smaller paper to get more detail, and that's kind of what I really want to play with, is what detail I can get with the lining and the brush markers and everything like that. So I'm gonna go with something Disney inspired because I have been watching Catnip's Disney vlogs, and they've really put me in a Disney mood. So I'm gonna draw a fun pair of Mickey ears or Minnie ears or something, and then maybe a treat from the Disney parks on this character. And these sketches were done with no reference. I'm not sure how well you can see them, but for the actual main artwork, I'm gonna look at some references and get everything positioned the way that I want. I just wanted to get some ideas out quickly so that I knew what I was doing before I spent all that time on looking up references. So that's gonna be the next step. Okay, this still isn't exactly correct proportionally or anything, but I just wanted to test out maybe some colors on it and see what the colors might end up looking like. I might make this brown. And I'm not sure which ears she'll have yet. But I definitely think this would be better as an ice cream bar, so we'll make that brown. I'm thinking she should have a pink shirt. And we'll go over that with some colored pencil. We have our red, so can definitely get some shading that way. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, that'll look nice. Maybe we can even do like a polka dot type shirt. I think we'll do 990 here for the main skin tone. And then we'll probably use the blender to like blend out the highlights and stuff, I would guess. And then of course we can go in with these lighter colors. I might have to use the darker one. Let's see what happens if we layer over that. That kind of disappears mostly. Go over that with some more red maybe? I might have to wait for it to dry, I think. We can also use the brown to shade in there. Ooh, the markers over the colored pencils work pretty nicely too. However, I am noticing they're rubbing up the pencil a little bit, so what I'm gonna have to do is like use the eraser to lightly erase before I put any color down, so that way it's not getting muddy. And I think we'll have some nice brown hair. Oh, these are really fun to work with, these pens. Kind of want to do like a dark brown for her eyes. What's making me nervous with this is that I've done all this without lining, so if I plan to go back in later and line, I'm worried I will mess it up. So maybe I should line first, but I don't know. Maybe it'd be easier to mess up if I line first. Maybe I shouldn't line with black at all. Maybe I should go in with like the darker portions of these and just line this way. Yeah, I think that will probably work better for the lining. Okay, we've got an idea. I guess now all that's left is to actually draw it out. I decided to do the actual artwork as a time lapse for a couple of different reasons. I knew this video was going to be pretty long already, so I didn't want to make it even longer by doing a real-time drawing video. And at the same time, my skill level with traditional art is still lagging behind compared to my digital art, and I knew there were going to be a lot of mistakes and a lot of erasing and redrawing and moving stuff around, and it was going to take a long time. So I didn't want to have to try and concentrate on speaking while that process was happening. So yeah, I'm going to come back in now and talk about it. The process of transferring my little
thumbnail sketch to the large size was a bit harder than I expected it to be, just because I was trying to fit everything on the page and I didn't start it in the right place exactly, so it's a little too high up. But luckily it ended up okay in the end with the way I decided to finish the picture, so you'll see that there at the end. I used a photo of my own hand as a reference for holding the ice cream, and I have short little stubby fingers, so despite me making it smaller in the sketch, it's still too big, I think, by the end, and her thumb looks really short, but it's not too bad. I can get past it. I had a lot of fun playing with her hairstyle, and to me she kind of almost looks like a modern day Belle, which is appropriate since this is a Disney based artwork. So and also Belle is my favorite Disney princess, so there could have been some subconscious bias there. Once I felt good enough about my sketch to start the line art, I used the eraser to kind of lighten up my sketch a little bit so that I could more easily see where to place the lines and not interfere with the actual inking. And then I used the page next to my actual artwork page to test out some different line art colors compared to the eventual tones I'd be using to fill in those sections. And then once I was fairly confident about what would look good next to each other, I started laying down some lines. I was pretty nervous about this part because I have a shaky hand. It tends to go where I'm not expecting it to go, but in this case I feel like it did pretty well. I was really happy with the end result. I even used the brush pen on her eyelashes and didn't mess it up too much. Once I really got into it, the process was actually kind of relaxing and fun and calming, and it made me realize that a good solid sketch helps more than really anything else, because when I could follow those lines pretty closely and not have to worry about trying to fix things as I lined, it made it a lot easier to get that process done well. When I'm doing digital artwork, I tend to refine my lines as I'm doing my final line work stage, and I don't think that's going to work for me traditionally. I need that solid sketch in place. Working with the brush markers was really fun on the mixed media paper. They really went well together. In some cases I used the tip-to-tip method, like to color her cheeks and everything, because putting down the solid layer would have been a little bit too much and it was too hard to blend and still keep the colors as light as I wanted them to, but the tip-to-tip method worked really well. All in all, though I could definitely tell they were different from alcohol markers, I really enjoyed using these water-based markers. I would say my biggest mistake on this piece comes a bit later when I tried to use the Jelly Roll white pen to add highlights in her hair. It doesn't quite work out the way I expected it to. Maybe I needed to wait for the markers to dry or something, but what ended up happening is it somehow turned that area kind of gray. I don't know if it mixed with the brown behind it. So then I tried to go over it with the markers again, and that didn't work either, so maybe I can fix it digitally afterwards, but I really don't like how that part looks. And of course I couldn't forget that beautiful washi tape, so I used it as kind of a decoration on the border there, and I thought that looked pretty fun. Especially loved the sparkly and metallic ones and how they shimmer when I move the paper. And then it was time to take out my colored pencil and try to add some texture and a little extra depth, and I think it worked out pretty well. And I felt like this drawing just wasn't complete without some kind of a background, and I tried a couple of different ways to put like the Magic Kingdom castle silhouette behind her, and it didn't fit in the space correctly, so I ended up going with just a simple circle, and I used my two different colored pencil blues to kind of try and do a gradient that would look kind of like the sky, and I think it was pretty successful. It at least helps distinguish the background from the foreground, which is all I really needed at that point. After that, all that was left to do was add a white border with the Jelly Roll pen around the outside of the character to add some dimension, and it was done. I really hope you enjoyed watching this collab and this art process. If you did, please consider subscribing, and please also go check out Drea if you haven't before. Thank you for being here. Bye everybody.